So hello and welcome back to another video, and this time we're here for a league race on MotoGP 20. So the RRacing League round 1, it's a Moto2 season this time, and the first race is at Catalunya. So apologies for not showing you the qualifying lap or anything. Qualifying was a bit of a mess for me as far as I'm concerned. I was actually spending the first 5 minutes eating my dinner before I actually got onto the track and started doing laps, and then I messed up the pit exit. I accidentally went out on flying lap to start with as well, when you're supposed to do manual pit in and pit out in this league, so that was pretty stupid of myself. And then when I went into the pits, my AI then crashed, so not ideal. But the qualifying is this then. So my teammate Seafire on pole position. If you saw the last season, you will remember that he was my teammate. He's a fantastic rider, so we've got a really strong lineup, and I think we actually have a decent chance of taking the team's championship this time. Karma is in second position on the grid, 3/10 behind him. Darius in third on one of the MV Augustas, his teammate Desmo Danny in fourth on the other MV Agusta. Vazels on the Sky VR46 Racing Calex in 5th place, myself in 6th, 1.2 seconds away from Seafire. I had not practiced with Moto 2, I think it's safe to say that. It was the first day I'd moved in as well. Actually, it was the second day I was here, but it was the first full day, so I was still getting used to playing on the laptop, but I am actually a bit more up to speed, and definitely during that race I did improve, and during the qualifying. X1 then on the KTM behind me, 1.7 seconds behind, so we had quite a safe 6th position there. Sloppy Warlock on the other Sky VR46 bike in 8th place. Blake in 9th, and I didn't actually show the people further down the order, but I think it's just Gazoo behind Blake. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, on the starting grid behind, because I only really looked at mine. But anyway, moving on to the race now. Hope you guys enjoy this one. I hope it is a good race. So, down on the grid then, looking ready to start this race, and so my teammate, of course, as we said, on pole position, Karma alongside him. Those two were the fastest race pace setters in the practice sessions that went on, so those two will be the ones to beat. We've got the glitch where we're looking backwards, we're going to have to try and correct that then, so we've done that. They're waiting for the lights to go out here at Catalunya. Lights out and away we go, trying to get a good start compared to Basil's. Off the line, actually getting into the slipstream, one of the MVs down the straight. He's actually had a fantastic start at MV because he'd gone from 3rd to 1st. Someone on the left hand side as well, the other MV Augusta, I'm not sure which one's which. Desmond Danny on the outside, Seafire just holding in front of him. I think it's Darius then in 2nd position. He's run a bit wide. I've got in front of, oh, Darius has sort of brake checked me through that corner, so we're down into 5th position now. I think one of the KTMs, I think might be X1, having a look around the outside, but he couldn't quite pull it off there. So Danny trying to go around the outside of Darius, but he couldn't pull it off there. So we go down towards then turn 4. The two MV Augustas still going side by side. Darius goes in a little bit hot. Seafire looks like he's going for the lead on Karma, but he can't quite do a bit of contact there with Desmo Danny, and a bit more contact with Desmo Danny. So much contact with Desmo Danny on this first lap. Up the inside we go though into turn 5. Can we pull it off on the inside? We've got the move done, I believe. Yes, we have. Up into 4th position. So Darius is the rider behind. Gazoo has fell off from last position, so he really was struggling at this circuit. So out of turn 7 then, Seafire still running in 2nd position, but Darius is actually pretty close to him. Karma is getting away a little bit on the Intel trans. I believe he was on soft tyres, which I don't know how he made that work at Catalunya. I would never be able to do that. I was on hard tyres. I didn't actually say that earlier, but I am. So we hit the brakes and looking for a move on the inside of Darius. Not going to quite be able to do it there. We're going to have to back out. We had a little bit of contact again with Desmo Danny, so much contact with the MV Augustas on this first lap, but I was trying to get my elbows out. Of course, I could see my teammate up the road. Ideally, I don't want him to beat me, but of course we want a good team result, so trying to stay as close as I can to Darius to maybe make a move into the last corner would not be a good place to do it on this first lap, so I definitely aren't going to go for that. Gazoo has had another crash then as we go through the final turn, try and get on the power as early as we can. Pretty good exit actually compared to Darius. Darius has not had a very good one. We're going into the slipstream now, absolutely gaining on him so much to the left hand side. We're flying past him up into 4th position then now. No, up into 3rd position, sorry, we're already in 4th place. I'm a bit of an idiot, aren't I? But we'll hit the brakes for the first corner. We've got that move done, so we're up into 3rd. Seafire up next. How far is Seafire in front of me? Oh, I'm not going to show that much of the video apparently, so cutting to the end of the 2nd lap then. I believe the two MV Augustas have swapped behind me now, so I believe it's Desmo Danny behind me. Karma sets the fastest lap, 1 minute 42.7. We're 1 second behind Seafire. Desmo Danny in the slipstream as we go down towards the first corner, but I'm a demon on the brakes, so we brake extremely late. Turning a bit of contact with Danny again, some more contact with the MV Agusta, but he completely cuts the corner because of that, so he has to give the position back, and we move back up into 3rd position once again. Although he's still there apparently he was still in front of us, but we are in front of him now as we start the 3rd lap, end the 3rd lap, start the 4th lap. He really is in the slipstream though this time, so he's definitely going to be able to make a move earlier on this straight. Here he comes to the right hand side, down towards the braking zone, hitting the brakes round the outside, so once again managing to keep him behind. So he was faster pretty much everywhere except at the braking zone, so I was just keeping behind based on that. So we're about to start the 6th lap of the race then. Karma 42.3 again, we're now 3 seconds behind Seafire, so Seafire and Karma have absolutely left us in the dust. So we brake for turn 1 once again. Are we going to get it down? We've missed the apex a little bit, so we're a little bit wide, flicking the bike over, a bit of a wheelie, probably not the best run there, and we've got a little bit wide through that turn, so we go through turn 3 now, and Desmo, Danny's had us off, Danny's gone up the inside, we've had contact, and down we go into the gravel, both of us then off the bikes there. Danny actually didn't fare too badly from that, he's got quite far in front of us, not X1, it's Blake right behind us there. I was thinking it was X1, but X1 is the other KTM a bit further up the road. Speaking of X1, a crash for X1 then hit on lap 6. He comes out the gravel, Danny's gone through, I think that's Sloppy Warlock in front of Danny, and we're still behind X1, so we have lost a lot more time from that crash than Desmo Danny did, unfortunately. It's unfortunate that we both crashed, it was a racing incident really. I sort of turned in for my apex, but he'd gone up the inside because I had a poor run. So we'll see at the end of this lap then how far are we behind X1. Probably about a second, would I say? Would that be about right? Yeah, I was 4 thousandths away on my guess there, so that was a pretty good one. Desmo Danny goes past Sloppy Wall up there, but I think he didn't quite get the move done because he's still behind Sloppy on this next clip. He's still looking for a move, bit of contact there. X1's trying to get involved as well, so there's a 3-way fight for 5th position here. X1's looking for the inside again. X1, oh, on the grass X1. That was never on, that was never ever going to happen there. And he's cost himself and Desmo Danny lots of time. Look how much Sloppy is now got in front of them and how much I've closed up to the back of them now. So we are closing right up to the back of X1. He was getting a bit desperate at this point in the race, I believe. Obviously he'd made a mistake and lost a lot of time, and we were supposed to be in front of him anyway, but we'd lost more time from our crash. But in the slipstream then of X1 to the left hand side, we're going to be able to get past him fairly easily then down towards the first corner. So we're in front of him now. The 7th, and what is he doing? He's gone so late on the brakes, and oh, he's absolutely smashed Desmo Danny out of the way, absolutely destroyed him. So put us up into 6th position. So Desmo Danny, unfortunately, has gone from a possible podium really in this race, now down miles behind. So now me versus Sloppy. Sloppy was sort of holding up that train a little bit, which allowed that incident to happen, but you know, he's in his right to do that, he's defending his position. But now, later on lap 8 then, coming to the end of lap 8, lap 9 has started, the leaders have already gone over the line. We're going to the last corner, we're right behind Sloppy, so we should be able to slipstream him. He's weaving a little bit, I'm following the weaving as well. I'm not sure why I didn't just stick to the left hand side, it probably would have been a bit quicker. We're in the slipstream of Sloppy Warlock, then he moves again. I started to move and then realised actually, probably not such a good idea to move. So on the brakes into turn 1, up the inside we go. Back up into 5th position. We've run a little bit wide down. All the inside comes Sloppy, cuts back in front of us. Fair play. That was a good comeback from Sloppy. We're looking inside to turn 3, but thought better of it. Didn't want to repeat of earlier on in the race, of course, with myself and Danny. So as we come out of turn 3 now, then down towards turn 4. Quite a good corner to make a pass, and Sloppy's gone in extremely wide, almost in the grass there, which has allowed us to get up into 5th position. And that should be, yeah, the end of the race then. So Seafire has actually won the race ahead of Karma in 2nd. I think it was Darius who ended up getting 3rd, Vazel's in 4th, and myself in 5th. We were too far behind after that crash, but considering we had a crash, pretty decent race I will say. So if we look at the results then at the end of this race, like I said, Seafire won ahead of Karma in 2nd, Darius in 3rd, Vazel's in 4th, myself in 5th, Sloppy Warlock in 6th position then. Desmo Danny coming home in 7th place in the end, unfortunately, so not really the race he wanted after fighting from that podium. Blake comes home in 8th, X1 in 9th place, but after his crash with Desmo Danny, obviously where he completely took him out, he actually rage quit pretty much. He just pulled into the pit lane entrance and sat there for the rest of the race, so I'm not sure if he'd actually be given points for that or not. We'll put up the championship standings in a minute, and Gazoo also left the race after crashing quite a few times, so quite a hectic first race to be honest. Considering that I started 6th, ended 5th, even with a crash, that's not too bad, although we had the podium potential today. Of course, we were quite far behind Darius, but we really lost a lot of time from the crash because we got pushed wide off the racing line by the crashed bike, and then we crashed and slid all the way to the wall. That costs so much time, you lose so much time from a crash in this game, so it's unfortunate when, it was a bit of a rash move from Danny, I will say that, but at the same time I could have sat the bike up and let him have the move. So it's a race incident, I've got no hard feelings towards him and he's got no hard feelings towards me. We'll just move on to the next one, so I'll get the championship standings. So then of course the Riders' Championship is exactly the same as the race results. It looks like X1 actually has been given points, so I was a little bit wrong with that. I hadn't actually looked at the Riders' Championship yet because obviously I knew what position I was in. So we're 2 points behind Vasil's then, so hopefully we can try and beat him in the next one. But the Teams Championship, that's where, of course, it's unknown because you have to actually work out the points. So we're actually winning the Teams Championship, myself and C5 Petronas Sprinter Racing, ahead of the MV Agusta Forward Racing in second by 11 points, sorry, not 9. They're 2 ahead of the Skyvr 46 Racing team, obviously with Vasil's and Sloppy. The Italtrans team, of course, they only have 20 points because Karma was the only rider for them in this race. The Red Bull KTM IO team, then they've got 17 points, so they're 3 points back of them. Speed Up, apparently got no points. Oh, that must have been the bike Kazoo was on. I didn't actually see him the entire time, so I didn't realise what bike he was actually on. Apparently there's a Mark BDS team as well. I'm not sure who's actually in that one. It's Jaeger and somebody else. I'm not sure who number 82 is, but I know 66 is Jaeger. So I don't know if he's actually going to be in any of the races or if he just missed this one. We will find out. But that's where this race comes to a close. And so I just want to say before I go, thanks for all the support on the previous video, guys. Everybody wishing me good luck and saying not to worry about the videos. But I want to keep making the videos, obviously, because I like making them. You guys like watching them, so I'm going to try and keep making them. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better in this one, so I've spoke up a little bit more because I think I was a little bit too quiet in the previous one, although I still sound a little bit too quiet. I think, at least, I need to try and get the mic setting sorted now. I think my speaking volume is good enough because I got the mic in a similar setup to how I had it previously, and it sounds a bit different. So whether it's this computer or if I just not got the settings set up for it properly, I think maybe I need to boost a little bit more, but we'll kind of work these things out as we go on. But thanks for watching this video then, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next one.